Hello everyone. Right, in this video, these nails have now been on for 3 weeks, or coming on 3 weeks. So you can see the crystal placement is still exactly as it was. We haven't lost anything. It can't be said for the caviar beads, which have definitely gone. But they did last a lot longer than they have previously, so definitely putting them, and you know, they've still got some colour on there too. I would point out though that because I do other people's nails, you look at the amount of damage. In fact, look at the shape of that nail. Okay, that's the beating that finger takes doing other people's nails. So I'm not going to be too hard on those, because most of that I think is where I've caught it with a file, and that's why the colour's gone. Not because you know, because the top coat's come off or something, because it hasn't. So I'm going to take these back and I'm going to do a new set on me, because I'm feeling a little bit left out because I've just done everybody else's nails. So it's my turn. So I will be back shortly once these are all prepped and ready. And I'm back. Now I'm going to do something slightly different. I am going to show you me doing a left-handed application, which is what I'm doing now. And then I'm going to show you it with my right hand, because most people don't show you doing them their non-dominant hand. And I figured out something recently that, you know, I kept trying to do this in the exact opposite that I would do it right-handed. And you know what? That doesn't work. You have to find your own little way of doing it. So as you'll see when I'm doing the cuticle bead, I almost put my hand, I don't know how to describe it now. You'll see what I mean. I do it slightly differently. Now, forgive me the fact a lot of this does go in and out of shot. I'm doing it opposite-handed and trying to keep in shot. You know, be nice, people. I am using here, this is Moyra Feather. Absolute stunning colour. The consistency of it, though, was a little bit odd. It was almost like somebody mixed it with a bit of sand. Now, I don't know if it had like a glitter in it. It didn't particularly seem like it had a glitter. But yeah, the consistency was definitely odd, and there was just, it completely contaminated my monomer as well. It was, yeah, it had bits definitely going on in it. So like I said, there possibly is a glitter or something pigmented in it that causes that. It does not stop me using this. I mean, look at that colour. It is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I couldn't wait to work with this one, and I knew this was going to be my set. I've actually hidden it because everybody else can go off, because I'm not sharing this one. This one was for me. So I am going to do the pinky and the index finger are a full wash, as well as the thumb. No, I'm completely lying there. The pinky and the thumb are a full coat. The 3 fingers in the middle, so my ring, my middle finger and my index finger, are going to be an ombre with Celeste. Now, Celeste is another colour where I looked at it and went, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. Because what happens with Celeste, as you will see shortly, is it goes on one colour, but it's got a gold pigment in it, right? And you know what, I'm not going to spoil it for you. You watch when I ombre these 2 colours together, the feather and the Celeste, and it's absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful. Now, for this set, actually, I am using, here we go. Now, just watch this. You see that? So it starts off one colour, but then as I drag it over... Ah! No, come back in shot. Don't worry, we've got all the hands. You know, both hands do. We'll fine. You see it goes gold. So it almost looks like a 3-colour ombre. It's just divine. Absolutely divine. I was going to go off and say something then, and I completely can't remember what I was going to say, because I'm now too busy looking at the pretties. It'll come back to me eventually. It always does. We've got plenty of time. Yeah, I've done these. This is kind of like a 3-part series. So this is me putting the colour on, and you will see me the final part of the stamping. There is another video that's been done, which is Moyra versus Born Pretty, which is me it's the stamping process that went on in between where honestly I was losing my will to live with them, but it gives you an idea of the two different products. And then there is, I've done you left and right-handed crystal placements as well. I know, because I love you all so much. So please, I know people don't necessarily like the whole, mini series, but that was the only way I could do this, and it gives you a full idea as what goes on. And these take hours to create on yourself. Anybody that does these yourself knows that this is not a quick process. It is a labour of love. See, look, you can see in this one, you can see the grainy effect. You see that? It's got very strange texture. Texture. That's what I mean. I honestly can't remember what I was saying before. Yes, I've got it now. The Moyra system. So for this set, I am using full Moyra. So Moyra and monomer. I put a clear layer of Moyra down. I'm using all Moyra colours, and I'm going to cap in Moyra too. And because I want to play with this system, it definitely dries quicker than my Neo, but it's not too fast either. It's a nice happy speed for me. I did once try Neo's high speed, and yeah, I instantly regretted that. Great if you want to do like 3D work or something, not for me trying to do a set on myself. There was a lot of filing involved that day. In fact, my fingers hurt afterwards. So I'm just doing exactly the same on this hand as I did on the other hand. And then I got a stamping plate from in my next Neo video, which has not yet come out yet, or maybe it has, I don't know, hang on. No, it hasn't. That's coming out in a couple of weeks' time. I know, yeah. But I wanted to use it. So you are getting a sneak peek at that one as well. So once I've done all of these, I will then obviously cap them all. I will file them all. And then comes the task of the stamping, which was, it was about 10 o'clock at night by the time I finished the stamping. I must have done this about 5 different ways and different times, and I still wasn't fully happy with how the set came out, but at that point I was just like, do you know what? I'm just going to go with it. And I also was like going, there is no way in hell I'm going to now do the crystal work. That can wait for the next day. But yeah, these are lovely products. They work really, really easily. See, look at the coverage. You don't need a lot. It's really, so it's nice and thin, no bulky nails, nice and thin. I can't help my fat fingers though. I do have quite wide fingers. Although actually, the more I do people's nails, the more I realise that actually I think I'm about normal. Most people are like the 5s and 6s in the sizes for tips. With the ombres, I didn't want them all the same. So you notice like sometime I've gone slightly higher, I've gone slightly lower. I didn't want them all to look exactly the same. I wanted them to look just however they ended up, really. It'll be interesting when I try and redesign these nails as to what I'm going to do next. It won't, however, include any form of stamping. I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship going on with stamping, that I love the effects you can get. I've struggled so much with stamping that when I got the clear jelly stamper from Nail Dot Supplies, it was a game changer for me. It picks up, I had no difficulties, thought, yep, fantastic, I'm on a roll now, I can do this. Then came this set, and I'm using gel stamping polishes. And like I say, you will need to see part 2, because I decided to do it in different sections. You don't have to watch the next part for the stamping, because I've left some stamping in on this video. But if you want to see the process of Moyra versus Born Pretty, then there is a different video on that. Now I did decide that, the lovely gold tint on it, I decided I wanted some of that on some of the green. So on the pinky finger, I just put a thin wash of Celeste over the top of it, just to give it that kind of goldy pigment to it. Yeah, there you go, see? nice little wash over of that. Sparkly. Okay, so this is where I've completely and utterly lost the plot, and a bit of a spoiler alert, Born Pretty got thrown across the room. And I went back and I actually used OPI varnish. It's just a normal nail varnish. It's not even stamping polish, because the only ones I've got of stamping polishes was a gold or a black. No, a white or a black, and I didn't want either of those particularly for this set. Now, you'll see the Moyra, it just glides on. I had no difficulties with that product whatsoever. I think the only thing after looking back on these videos is the angle that I'm swiping the product off, potentially. I need to change the angle. I think I need to come down a little bit more. Having watched, from some other people doing it. But what I've done these, so it's quite a big stamp, you see, but I'm doing it in sections. So each finger, where the 3 middle fingers, has got a different part of the flower on it. And then when I come across in the Moyra, I'm doing a different section of flower on top of it. Now, originally I started off doing the same section of flower in the cream and then in the green, like to try and accentuate it. But I actually didn't like it that much. It didn't work that well, so I ended up giving up on that and just do different sections of flowers, so it's kind of like overlaying them, which I was quite happy with, actually. The varnish doesn't stamp particularly well. It does and it doesn't. So this didn't end up quite how I wanted it to work, but actually now I've been wearing it for, I think I'm coming on a week. No, not even a week. But I actually like the effect. The fact it is a little bit broken. It's not quite... Yeah, it's not too perfect, which worked really, really well. And again, I apologise that a lot of this is out of shot. By this point, like I say, I am at 10 o'clock at night. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm absolutely peed off to the point where I was literally just not even going to bother. However, I persevered and, I was getting the pick up fine now. Things were starting to work. In the end, I did it on the stamping on 3 fingers and the thumb, and left the middle out because I'm going to put the crystals on the middle fingers. And actually, when it all came together, I was really chuffed with this set. I was really proud of being able to do crystals on the opposite hand, which was a first for me. I think I've attempted it once before. So, yeah, sometimes it just takes a lot longer to get there than it does other times. It's a labour of love. This is art you are creating. So there you go. I will see you guys in the next part, hopefully.